Hi, this is Andy Collin and Chris Pomeroy with Growing Up Aspen, a Joiner's Table podcast with a student we went to school with, Stacey Kalkowski, who had a trip through Hollywood and is now a professor at one of UAE's oldest college universities. Well, this goes into another question that I had. Can you walk through some of your job experiences and maybe start with what was your first job and go through, because the truth is today kids are in college and they still don't even have a job. We had jobs when we were 12. I mean, if it was selling papers, that's one thing, but even a lemonade stand, I mean, we did stuff, and I think it's very unique. And can you speak to some of that? I mean, you just opened up with the job, so can you spill out some more?
Sure. Yeah, well, my parents were those kind of parents that never believed in giving you allowance. So, yeah, if you wanted any money, you had to go out and make it. So, of course, selling papers, right? We all sold the Aspen Times, right? Run down off the bus and you got your secret spots where you sell it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everyone kept those, close to their heart. And then
did you read the book that we wrote?
I read part of it, but I couldn't get it shipped out here. So I only had a chance to read what somebody sent me a couple
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, I tried to get it shipped out here. Remember, Andy?
You know what? I'll tell you what, it's going to be expensive, but I'll tell you what, I'll send it to you if you email me your address, your mailing address.
Well, what about it's out on Amazon now too as an ebook.
Yeah, I'll just send you a link to the digital book. I'll email you a link.
That's good, because I asked Andy before and he said it's not it's only like hardcover.
Yeah, that was way early on. The only reason I brought it up, Stacey, was because I think all four of us wrote independent stories about hawking the Aspen Times and running down to be the first one in line and all that stuff. It's pretty
getting
funny,
bullied by the older kids who are like, "This is my route."
Yeah, shoved aside,
Well, and you know what too? You're in a country where this is interesting too, because the girls were just as tough and kick-ass as the guys.
They were more so.
As a boy growing up,
they were more so
going on there,
Yeah. Well, they were sly. They were more sly. I think like Bridget, I don't know what she had some in. She was always first in line, Always.
Probably she got a ride instead of having to take the bus and walk down like the rest of us.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, because that was brutal on the bus ride down there, because everyone's like running out, down the hill. But then you got to haul it back up the hill.
The Zeitz boys, I just remember hearing them. You could hear them from blocks away, with those gravelly voices that they had.
Yeah, they were salespeople, huh? What?
Yeah.
The culture out there, especially like during the off season, where our parents were oftentimes the ones that were scrambling to make money somehow, if that kind of fed into that, it gave us that start.
Yeah, I guess so, because my dad's work wasn't necessarily seasonal. Although my mom, for a while she taught home ec at the high school, and I
remember that, yeah.
Middle school or something, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And then she became a travel agent later on. She's like a woman of many hats. She and my dad went back to university in their 50s, and my mom got I think they got their master's degree or whatever, and my mom was in landscape architecture and my dad in city planning. So now, my mom has helped build quite a few hotels all around the world. It was pretty, after she was 50,
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
My grandma passed the bar at 60.
Another common theme that we covered in the book too was the teachers we had. And you bring up your mom, and I have to tell you, your mom tutored me on fractions or something when I was real little.
Really?
And she provided the foundation for me to move on. I use math almost every day now, and back then I never thought I was ever going to use it for anything. And doing 3D animation, anything, use it all the time,
Yeah.
And I know I've told you before, but if you do talk to her, please tell her thank you again, because she really was
I
very
will.
helpful
I'm
for
seeing her
me.
next week, actually. I'm leaving to Italy for the
Yeah.
summer on Monday. So I'll see her there because she bought a house down the street from me there.
Did she?
And
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
she
I love
loved
the
it so
Italy
much.
stuff on Facebook too.
Thanks for listening. The authors of Growing Up Aspen would like to thank you and would like to also thank the Aspen Times and the Aspen Daily News for giving us materials for our book, Growing Up Aspen, Adventures of the Unsupervised, which you can get at twistandturnpress.com and any local bookstore. Thanks.